Yeah, it's been now 2 weeks through it. We had some information that we published on hogville.net after week one. We're going to have the same thing here shortly for week two. But some of the takeaways, really, when you look at it now 2 weeks in, and when we're talking about training camp, they went from just strength and conditioning, voluntary work, and some shooting work. Now they're doing, some real drill, coach instruction. It's the entire team, right? It's players, it's coaches. But when you look at it, the big takeaways right now, at least in week two, Vance Jackson Jr., 6'9", pushing 240. This guy's a versatile perimeter player. He's going to be counted on to rebound and defend as a forward too. But on the offensive end, the reports have been really good, especially specific to his shooting. But of late, in this past week, Arkansas actually tried him out at that point forward spot. So what that means is he's running the offense as a primary handler out front, likely playing through scenarios like pick and pop, pick and roll, but, as a playmaker not only for himself and for others. And that's a role that Mason Jones played a lot for Arkansas last year, and we saw his versatility, how, that helped lead to him being a co-SEC Player of the Year. Of course, he was the league's leading scorer, and he's moved on to the NBA. But if Arkansas can find a piece like a Vance Jackson, we'll see where this goes. But he did get some run in this last week at the point forward spot. And then the freshmen, I keep hearing, sources are telling me that these guys just continue to stand out. And I think when you start thinking about the terminology that Musselman and the NBA look that they have and the terminology they use and the fast-paced offense, the freshmen have been able to keep up. That's not always the case when you transition from high school to this high major level, but so far so good there. And we know that they're talented, skilled. They have the high basketball IQ or floor IQ, and those things continue to impress onlookers is what I'm told there. The other thing is you keep hearing about the other grad transfers. We just mentioned Vance Jackson Jr., but you've got Jalen Tate and Justin Smith. Continue to hear good things about both of those guys. Jalen Tate, let's talk about him. 6'6", kind of thought, the transfer from Northern Kentucky, kind of thought to be a similar type player to Jimmy Witt and bringing that defensive value, three-time Horizon League defensive team, but a slasher kind of like Jimmy Witt on the offensive end who can kind of be that combo playmaker that can kind of be your combo point guard. But then K.K. Robinson, the freshman, I've heard he's also playing well, running some point for Arkansas, and the things that have stood out are his burst, his feel as a lead guard, but also his shooting. And then just kind of touch on a couple of more things as we get through this. Arkansas, obviously, with Isaiah Joe coming back, we expect to see him, joining the team because he has not taken part in the participation part of the training camp so far through 2 weeks. But you bring him back and couple him with Desi Seals. Now you've got two veteran backcourt guys that know what Musselman expects. They've been through the wars in the SEC. Now you've doubled up your leadership, not just what they bring as players, but that leadership to show the way, take guys under their wing. So you've got leadership and coaching, but you've also got those player-led leadership roles, and I think we're going to see Arkansas benefit from Joe's return there. And just one more thing on that part of it, Connor Vanover and Jalen Williams both had good moments this past week. Some of the things that stand out about that, when you talk about face-up skill for a 7'3" guy and a 6'10" guy, Arkansas goes from rags to riches when you start talking about versatility on the front line last season compared to now, and both of these guys have opened eyes with their ability to not only knock down shots from the perimeter, but pass. They're good passers as well.